passion for design and styling has led to collaborative projects with some of the country's most respected architects and interior designers. His long-standing appreciation for contemporary sculpture and abstract art makes him particularly excited to be part of this special occasion, the book launch of Ramon Orlina, Visions in Glass. Please welcome Mr. Glenn Cuevo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Maybe I could just share with you some short notes that I have, some background of my friendship with Tito Ramon, which I call him fondly through the years. I have seen Tito Ramon in action, basically in his studio, and it's really an awesome experience to see Tito in action. And he would respect and follow the shape of the raw glass material, and the end result is a sculpture like no other. He would create abstract forms, his favorite animals, horses, fish, birds, and also he would name some of his special works after the name of his daughters. And also, very noteworthy works of Tito Ramon would be figures of family and love, which is a universal theme for all of us. And through the years, I think Tito Ramon has, I've seen him work with the Asahi glass, the works coming from materials like an optical glass, which is super clear, and to crystals in different beautiful colors, and thus he has created a unique color palette of his work through these 50 years, beautiful years of Tito Ramon. And what I really admired is his talent to really know how light would reflect, refract, and bend when he starts cutting this glass, raw glass materials. And it's amazing when you have some beautiful light shining on them. It gives a certain glow and beauty of its own. And maybe if I could share a few bits of for the surprise that we're gonna have for Manila Art on October 9. We will be having the Orlina Glass Lounge, and it would be an experiential form that we're gonna have. It's something that we would like everyone to discover the beauty, the meaning, and the soul of each work of Tito Ramon. Thank you very much, and have a great afternoon. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Glenn Cuevo. And you let the cat out of the bag because that was supposed to be a surprise. I was going to ask, but of course we're very, very excited to host at Manila Art the Glass Lounge exhibit and book launch of Mr. Ramon Orlina. This book has been years in the making, and finally it has come to fruition with the efforts of all the people that you see here and those who are not able to join us today. Right now, as promised, you guys who have been supporting us through the years, you know how the press conferences go. We give you all the materials anyway, because we are the visual arts, so the materials are mostly visual, and we have all the information that you have in the press kits, so that hindi na uso ngayon nagtitake ng notes. And so you don't have to worry about that. This afternoon is all about really a meet and greet, and to be able to have a fellowship and refresh our partnership, and to thank, of course, all our friends in the media. We will have maybe a couple of minutes for some questions, if there are questions from our media and press friends, if there are any questions. Oh, thank you, yes. Please introduce yourself and ask the question directly to who you would like to direct it.
Hi, thank you so much. So we're part of the media partnership. I'm Bianca from Inquirer, and I just had this interest of probably asking all of them, especially Sir Magaline, to maybe give us a glimpse on how the media industry can have artists like you in terms of featuring your art and as well as giving awareness to those who are not being aware of certain artworks that are being exhibited in the different parts of the country.
Well, I think the media is very important for artists. It's as well they get known and be exposed to their art. And very important is that how media expose or put out what is done by the artist, what is the symbolism or whatever is the thinking that they are during the time that they're working those art forms. I'm very thinking that media is very important for the promotion of the artists and the mediums.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Bianca. I'm familiar with your byline in Inquirer.
Yeah.
Allow me to give my thoughts on the media. Having been a contributor to the Inquirer for many, many years, I have worked with Mr. San Juan, with Pico Zulueta, with Mr. Ruel de Vera. And so I have participated in effect in the spreading of the news of Filipino artists. Now, a great gratitude that I feel for the media is that ever since the newspapers, the features, especially, have devoted a cultural page, I think, for a particular day of the week, Monday, or usually Monday, no? And for, if I may share, for an entire decade, meaning 10 years, if I may share, I wrote an art column, a weekly art column, for the defunct newspaper Today, with our editor, Mr. Terry Roxy. And it read, the art space was always on a Tuesday. The best thing I think that the media has done for Philippine art is you have built a great wide audience for Philippine art. And of course, notably, the awareness that you have given collectors as to the value of art. I was young enough to start in the art scene, and so there was a time back in the 60s when I was 10 years old. Nobody was buying art, okay? And this is historically written already. The buyers of paintings were mostly from the diplomatic corps. And that's why you're not surprised now that so many Amorsolos are in the US. Isn't it amazing? And now all those Amorsolos, worth millions, are back in the country. And you can see how valued the Filipino artworks are. And of course, aside from that, the media, you have made a younger generation of Filipinos be aware of the greatness of Filipino art. I am a champion of in the promotion of Filipino art because I truly believe in the genius of the Filipino artist. And as you can see from the proliferation of art fairs that we have now, the number of galleries that we have now, and of course, the overwhelming number of talented Filipino artists, that younger and younger and younger, and people are wondering, what are we feeding these people? Because we are admired by entire Southeast Asia. And for that, the media is greatly responsible for the amazing, superlative, gratifying situation that we have now. And of course, your presence, or the practitioners of the media, being so present, being so actively interested in the activities of Manila Art, for which we are truly grateful. And we know that with your help, with the reach of your newspapers, that you will be able to give Manila Art a great, tremendous support. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you. Actually, we just don't have just a newspaper for Philippine Daily Inquirer. We also have Inquirer.net's digital platform.
Oh, indeed, yes. Inquirer.net. Yeah.
Indeed. So it's more of a wider audience. And with that, since it's Museum and Galleries Month this month, I was also interested in featuring this work on our platform, specifically the Museo Arena. I just had I was just talking to my boss, that's why I just asked for it. It's like, personally, as a creative person, it's not just bound on certain things like entertainment. There are a lot of forms of arts, and me as a media practitioner, I would want to help the art industry in making more wider audience and the exposure of each artwork. And personally, I'm also near Tagaytay, around the Cavite area of this exhibition, and might want to also visit and immerse myself. Because when I was in college back then, we also had a documentary of independent artists, and I personally had an interview with them. That's why I'm interested in also having a special feature in time for the Museum and Gallery this month. So also congratulations to your group.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, can I just add to that? Because if you look at the book when it's launched, a lot of it in the content are clippings, newspaper clippings, articles about Mr. Orlina's art from 1975 onwards, written by, newspaper editors, critics, who supported him, starting from Leo Vanessa, those days, Leo Naponiet, and then Ethel Timple, and then critics like Ars Perez, Jose Reyes, and Taylor Moore, Baby Oroso. They're in the book, and these are the stalwarts. I think of the art writing. They supported Ramon, and I think that's how his career really took off. So I think that's how media can be so important in supporting now the younger artists and helping them through their careers. Because it's documented, and not just locally, it's been written by critics abroad in the New Straits Times in Singapore, Malaysia, and elsewhere. So it's really wonderful. I felt so grateful when I was going through the archives, and I said, wow, all these articles written in newspapers, local newspapers and abroad, and these are documented, this is proof of his journey and how he's grown. But I wish more of that for our artists today. Okay, there's a lot of online, but it's also nice to be in print sometimes, so that is their portfolio that they can keep. All these things written about. Thank you so much. So I'm very grateful for the press for supporting Ramon for the last 50 years of his career. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, we've been partnered with Manila Art. I remember I was the one who handled it before, but I took it over. So I'm also grateful that I get to attend this. And aside from the fact that you mentioned the print, we also have digital articles wherein we can also put on videos. And for this one, I'm thinking of having a video feature of Museo Arena and the exhibition of Sir Ramon's work. It's just because Gen Zs like me, we're not really aware of art. The art for us is just could be a form of self-expression, but older generations have been expressing themselves through different artworks. So that's what I really wanted to show or showcase to our audience as well, virtually. And then we can add it on a digital article so that it has more wider reach. And thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you so much for that question. And I'd like to officially acknowledge, because she didn't really introduce herself, Mrs. Leanne Orlina, although she was earlier introduced and thanked by Ramon and of course Glenn. Mrs. Orlina, of course, I love the description of Sid, the official archivist of the legacy of Mr. Ramon Orlina. And I wanted to say, with respect to that question, another thing that makes me personally very interested and excited about the book is, as Leanne pointed out, somebody with a career that spans 5-6 decades. The book on Mr. Orlina is practically art history. And you will see the greats of writing, of media, of the art critic. It's practically a lesson in history when you browse over his 5-6 decades of work and legacy. And that's what makes us personally very interested also in the book, not just his own development as an artist, but also practically Philippine art history in the past 5 decades. You will see there through the writings of the friends from media, the supporters who have featured him through the years. So thank you for that. Thank you for that question as well. And if you have other questions, yes, please introduce yourself.
Sure. Yes, good afternoon. My name is Ross Del Rosario from What's Up, Pilipinas. I've been to Sir Ramon's Museo Orlina Tagaytay twice already, and I have to agree, it's very impressive talaga. Talagang walang itatako na work of art. Talagang napakagaling. But my question is different. Kasi Sir Danny mentioned earlier that there was something about AI. I'm sure you've heard of the news before that there was a competition about the work of art of AI. That there was one that was noted was one that was created by AI or AI generated. So would you agree that AI generated art is art for the artists here?
Yeah, may I ask Mr. Ramon Orlina and Mr. Danny Reyes Lasol to answer that question? Is the question directed to them? Because you mentioned them both.
Anybody?
So we will start with Mr. Danny Reyes.
All right. I will not answer that question because we are going to have a talk about the morality, the ethics, and anything that is about the art and the artificial intelligence. So I think I would reserve all this answer and in our workshop seminar.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
How about the rest?
Ramon, would you like to weigh in?
Listen to that. You can give our later our
So that will be when?
On the October 12th.
October 12th.
Yes.
Yes, so it's one of the many talks, actually it's an artist-led panel. There will be a show on AI and artists producing, comparing side-by-side AI-generated works as well as works of human creativity. So this is a very, of course, complex, very interesting. Thank you for that question. But I think the answer of our curator is to invite you in turn, because obviously there is no straightforward and easy answer to that. Yeah. We could take forever and not be able to come to a conclusion. So that's just more reason to actually attend and to invite everyone to participate in this discussion.
I will be in that panel as well.
And Danny, of course, our head curator for Manila Art, will be in that panel as well. And of course, Museo Orlina is also hosting a talk on intellectual property, particularly economic and moral rights and obligations of artists towards the public, towards other artists, towards themselves. So take note, this is not just rights, but also obligations. So we're talking about a very high level of professionalism and ethics in the arts. And those are all, I hope, exciting and relevant topics that, that we will be tackling on the educational component of Manila Art this year. And the talks will be hosted at the Orlina Glass Lounge. So with a beautiful backdrop, hopefully all the discussants will even be more inspired to get the brain cells going, and we'll have a fruitful discussion. I can take maybe one or two more. Well, before I do that, may I just acknowledge as well the other members of Team Museo Orlina who are here. Miss Anna Orlina, please stand up to be acknowledged. Of course, a glass artist in her own right. And Mr. Michael Orlina. These are, they say that you can tell the tree by its fruits, and these are the fruits of a very, very productive and very, okay, I'm trying to be careful when it comes to reproductive terms. Well, let's just say fruitful tree. So yeah, I'd like to acknowledge your presence here. So maybe one, yes, one question.
Hello, I'm John Patrick McMurnar from Philstar Live. For those who will, anybody can answer my question. For those who will be going to this year's Manila Art, especially those who are first timers and are curious about art, what would you like them to remember, to learn about, and to reflect on? Anybody can answer.
There is no single item that I could identify to reflect on, because the whole activity, that's why our invitation for Manila Art is like a multiple thing, you know. You could be there for 5 days, and you are going to have a different experience in those 5 days that you're going to be there. That's why our activities, it's all about immersion in art. And with this immersion in art, we feature a lot of things in just like the art and the artists and the artificial intelligence. Let me just give you a very good, a very brief answer to your question, because when we talk about art and artificial intelligence, it's just like, just like having a coin. And the answer is, it all depends on the school of thought that you're going to have. Some would say yes, some would say no, right? But there's always a reason behind it. And all these things that you would learn in the immersion of art in the 5 days activities that we're going to have in Manila Art. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd just like to end with actually a question that was handed ahead of time, which is actually similar to the question just asked. I would like to direct this to Mr. Ramon Orlina, and for the book launch and the show, what is it that you would like people to take away from it? What would you like us to see? What do you think we could benefit from seeing the show and of course attending the book launch? So, and maybe just invite us again to the book launch.
Well, I'm inviting you to my book launch, and this is almost 50 years of my work, and I started from scratch. Nobody taught me how to sculpt. I practiced architecture before, but sculpture is different. But architecture helped me a lot, because if you're working on material, you need science. And science is what I learned from architecture. And it's very different from finishing fine arts. Architecture helped me a lot in doing what I'm doing now. And I'm happy that it will be all in the book that Mr. Sid Reyes has written. And I'm happy that I'm coming up with this 580 pages book. Wow. 6 kilos. 6 kilos. So Jimmy Laya wrote that, It's not a coffee table book. It's a dining table book. Because you cannot put it in your lap. And 6 kilos, bigat masyado eh. So, but you know, you read a lot, and it's something that I'm very happy and so proud that, you know, all those 50 years of my work is there. Kasama ang mga writing, yung mga writer ng Inquirer, Daily Star, yeah, Philippine, you know, lahat ng mga writer, they have, you can see it there in the book. So I'm happy that when you see it, it will be an experience to see it. Thank you, and I hope that you come and see my exhibition and my launching on November 9.
October 9.
October pala.
There's another one on November 9.
Thank you very much. So that's the official invitation to all of us to please come and see the show and the book launch on October 9. At this point, I would like to recognize the city of Taguig. We are incredibly grateful for their continued support in hosting Manila Art and also for sponsoring this afternoon's press conference where we are all very comfortably seated with a beautiful LED, a very, very modern hall, and of course we are about to partake of the sumptuous get-together, the meal that we will partake together. And this is of course because of the partnership of the city of Taguig. And not to mention, if you've been all around, when you enter BGC, you will see the banners, also courtesy of the city of Taguig. Your partnership has truly been instrumental in making this event possible. We would like to present a certificate of appreciation for your continued support. And here to give us a quick message is none other than our captain, Mr. George Mocobo.
I think the mayor was here earlier and she already greeted everyone. But of course, welcome to Manila Art. Welcome back to Manila Art. Taguig has been their home for more than 10 years, yes. I think. No? So, of course, no, the art world and of course Manila Art is part of bringing really the soul to our city. And of course, advance congratulations to the book launch of Sir Ramon Orlina and of course Sir Sid Reyes for their book. We're looking forward to also attending that and of course hosting that event, and I'm sure it will be a success. So same with Manila Art, no, we're looking forward for 2 more years, no, of Manila Art here in the city of Taguig, where we really strive to have a transformative, lively, and caring city. So welcome, thank you for attending today, and again, I'll see you all on October 9 for Manila Art. Thank you.
There's a quick photo op with our head curator and our art fair director for the year.
Against the
Gab Boston and Mr. Danny Rice also with Cap George Bocobo representing the city of Taguig. And then afterwards, I would also like to ask Mr. Orlina to join in the official photo on stage. Mr. Rio Ambrosio, Team Manila Art. Mrs. Leanne Orlina. People say Orlina.
Para ano na, official